Hi, and welcome to Lisa's Stamp Studio. Fall is in the air, and I've got an adorable card for you using non-traditional colors that I think you're really going to enjoy. I'm going to be using the Harvest Hellos bundle. That is the stamp set and the coordinating punch. Now, this stamp set actually does double duty because not only will it create pumpkins, it will actually create apples. I'm going to give you a great overview of the product. And I'm going to provide you with two samples, one of which I'm going to demonstrate for you and the other I'm going to share with you. Here's the card we're going to be creating together today. Like I said, very non-traditional colors, but very striking. If this is your first time visiting my YouTube channel, I would love to have you subscribe. Click the subscribe button down below and make sure you click that small bell icon that's next to it. That will send you notifications of when I'm live here on YouTube, as well as when I upload a new video. Let's head over to the stamp table and let's get started on today's card. Here's a good close-up of the card we're going to be creating together today. The punch does all the work, but I'm going to give you a lot of tips about the shading too, as well as the background. Let's work on the background first. I've got a small piece of Whisper White cardstock here. If you're visiting here from YouTube, you'll find a link down in the video description below, which will navigate you over to the pictures and the cutting dimensions and supplies for today's project. I'm going to be using the wonderful birch background stamp. And let me just show you the stamp case because I think you can appreciate it a lot better. Isn't that interesting? The great thing about this is it provides a lot of texture to your cards, but it's just a stamp. Now I'm going to give you a great tip about using these large background stamps because I have some osteoarthritis in my hands and I find it very difficult for me to actually lift these and hold them and press. So I'm going to use it upside down, face up. You're going to need a scrap piece of paper. I'm using one of the small grid sheets, and I've chosen to use early espresso ink. I'll tap ink right on top of this stamp, and you can see how dark this color is. I want to reduce that ink coverage. So what I'll do is I'll take my scratch paper, and I'm going to lay it on top, and then I'm going to press. And that's going to lift off one layer of ink. And then I'm going to lift, and I'm going to reposition that. I'm going to do it one more time. That color is very, very dark, and I don't want it to be too predominant on the card base. And then next, I'm going to lay my paper right on top. And then one more time, I'm going to lay the paper over the top and I'm going to rub. And this is going to transfer the design from the bottom up. I'm going to take this now and I'm going to dump that off and we've got a perfect background. I'm going to mount this onto a piece of Pretty Peacock cardstock. I'm going to flip that over. I'm going to add adhesive in my four corners. And then we'll layer this right on top of here. I am leaving a small margin of that color all the way around. I'm going to set that off to the side, and I'm now going to bring in a scrap of gray granite cardstock, and I've mounted the image from the stamp set, Harvest Hellos, and I've chosen the pumpkin image here. In the introduction, I shared how the stamp set actually does double duty. Not only does it create the pumpkin, it will create apples. There's some real fun extra images in here to be able to spruce up either the apple or the pumpkin. And I'm going to be choosing to stamp that image in the Pretty Peacock. So I'll go ahead and I'll ink that up, and I'm going to stamp one here, and I'm going to stamp a second one here. I'm going to do a little bit of shading on these pumpkins just to bring a little intensity to them, and I'm going to be using the gray granite ink pad. One of the things I absolutely love about Stampin' Up! Products is the color coordination. I've got that scrap piece of paper here that we use for the background stamp, and I'm going to be using that to stamp off a little bit. I have a sponge dauber here, and I love these because your finger goes up inside and it allows you a lot of control. I'm going to ink it up in the gray granite ink. I am going to tap some of that off here because I want to make sure that I can control the intensity. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay color on one side of this pumpkin near the line. And then I'll do another line here and another line here. Remember, we are going to punch this out. And then I'm going to do the exact same thing now on this pumpkin. Once those are finished, we're going to come in with our punch. I'm using the Apple Builder Punch. Now this is offered as a bundle with the Harvest Hello stamp set, which means you can get both of them at a 10% savings, or of course you can purchase them separately. So I'm going to use the punch upside down, and I'm concentrating just on the pumpkin portion of this punch. I'm going to slide over, and I'm going to do the same thing with this one. I wanted one of these pumpkins a little bit narrower, just so they'd look slightly different. So I'm going to bring in my paper snips, and I'm going to cut away one of these areas of the pumpkin groove. So I'm just going to come right outside of that stamp line. I'll set that aside, and I'm going to come into a piece of Pretty Peacock cardstock. I've got the pretty peacock ink pad here once again, and now I've mounted the leaf for the pumpkin from that stamp set. I'm going to go ahead and ink that up, and I'm going to stamp that here. There is no die or punch for this specific leaf, so I'm going to go ahead and cut that out with my scissors. I decided to add some tendrils to my pumpkin, so I've come back to the early espresso ink, and I've got the tendrils here, so I'm going to go ahead and ink those up. I'm going to stamp one here near the top on this pumpkin, and I'm going to stamp another here on this pumpkin. Remember that layer that we created? We're going to go ahead and create our pumpkins now, but we are short a stem, and that's the beauty of the Apple Builder Punch that, of course, does make pumpkins. Now, I want to point this out to you. Do you see the stem here? You're going to use the stem in one direction for the pumpkin and in the other direction for the apple. So let me flip this over and give you an idea. I'm going to go ahead and maximize my scraps, and I'm going to punch out 2 of these. My pumpkin is going to have a stem that's thicker at the top, so that's going to go this way. If I was using the apple, it would be the thinner stem at the top. I'm going to bring in my silicone craft sheet for this, one of my very favorite tools here in the studio. And you can certainly use glue dots for this, but since I have the silicone craft sheet, I can add adhesive right on here, and any overage is going to fall onto the silicone sheet, and it will not stick to my work surface, which is going to make this great for liquid glue, hot glue, and adhesive. So I've got the stem here, and I'm going to center that here on top of the pumpkin, so now they're adhered together. And I'll do the same thing now on this one. Let's go ahead and add these now to this panel that we had stamped with the birch background. I'm going to flip this over, and I'm going to add my dimensionals to the back side. I'm going to remove the paper backings with my Take Your Pick pickup tool. And then what I'm going to do is adhere the larger pumpkin to the left-hand side of this first. The smaller pumpkin is not going to need dimensionals on the back side here. Otherwise, we're going to have an elevation difference. I'm only going to need them on the back side here. So I'm going to choose to place 2 here. And once again, I'm using my Take Your Pick tool to take off those backings. And I'm going to slide over my craft sheet. I've added a little bit of adhesive now on that one side, and I'll place that second pumpkin here. Remember the leaf? I didn't bother to cut around the stem, but a dimensional will fit very nicely on here. So I'm going to go ahead and place that on the back, and then I'm going to attach this here near the left-hand side of that tendril. Now, before I go any further, I'm going to go ahead and add my greeting. I'd like to add these pieces first so I have an idea of how high or how low my greeting has to go. And I want to give you a tip about stamping your greetings. Remember that scrap piece of paper? Well, mine has grid lines on it, which is wonderful for making things straight. And I figured if I have this problem, some of you might have it as well. Sometimes I put that sticker on my stamp uneven, which means when I go to stamp it, although it looks straight, it really isn't. So my tip for you is to go ahead and ink up your greeting and then stamp it on grid paper so you can see if it's straight. I'll go ahead and ink this up, and then I'm going to stamp my Give Thanks over to the right. I've pulled out 2 strands from the burlap ribbon. The ribbon itself, the strands can individually be pulled out, and I love the texture on this. It's thicker than linen thread, so it's going to give us a real woodsy feel. I'm going to come around here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a bow on this side. Now, if you're like me, you often struggle with keeping tension, so I want to give you another tip. Take your paper piercing tool and grab a glue dot, and you're going to ball this up so it's really, really small. But I'm going to place that where I'm going to want the tie on my card. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here and I'm going to make that single tie. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to press that right against the glue dot. And that's going to keep the tension of the thread, in this case the burlap ribbon. And then what I'm going to do is come in and then make my bow. I'm going to take my scissors and just trim away the excess. I'm going to slide that off to the side, and I'm going to work on an additional panel. This is a piece of Designer Series paper from the Come to Gather Designer Series paper. You're going to find all the products I've shared with you today in the brand new Stampin' Up! Holiday catalog that debuts on September 4th. Now, if you don't already have a demonstrator and you would like a complimentary copy of the holiday catalog and or the annual catalog, just head over to lisasstampstudio.com and click on Contact Me and provide me with your name and address, and I'll be happy to send you a complimentary copy. I'm adding adhesive to the back side, and then what I'm going to do is layer this here, leaving a small margin of color all the way around. The base of my card is Early Espresso. This measures 5.5 by 8.5. I did score it right before you joined me, and I'm going to go ahead and fold that. If you've watched my videos before, you know I love my bone folder for that nice crisp crease. And then I'm going to adhere this layer on the card base. This is going to leave a 1/16 inch margin of color of that early espresso all the way around. And then I'll press that in place. And remember that panel that we decorated where we're going to add dimensionals to the back side of this as well. Keep in mind that you're going to want to make sure that your dimensionals are well balanced, because if you're like me and you're going to be mailing your card, you want to be cognizant of the fact that your card is going to go through the mail meter at the post office. And the rollers in those machines can actually make your card appear lopsided when it's received. That's going to get mounted right here in the center of our card. Now, I promised you one other sample using this exact same stamp set, and this one is actually a Halloween card. I used the stamp set and I changed up the color, and I used the faces for my pumpkins and that adorable "Hey there, pumpkin" greeting that's part of this stamp set. Lots and lots of fun. If you have enjoyed today's video, please give it a thumbs up here on YouTube, which is a like. It makes them and I both very happy. And I'm so glad that you've joined me. I look forward to seeing you next time. Have a great day.